It is your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Today it's gonna be a banger. Today I got so much juice, so much energy. Like, it's gonna be a good one, man. I got so much to say, such little time. We got T-minus 53 minutes before we wrap this thing up, so a lot to crunch in. If you are new here, I'm just gonna give you the super quick rundown. Not your typical show. That one's Monday through Friday. This is me at my house, Q&A, lots of questions, put stuff in the chat, give me the fuel of conversation, and then you power it with what you type out here. Also, we talk not so much crypto. We do talk crypto. If there's some crypto projects you want to talk about, throw them in the chat. We'll look it over. I'll talk about it. However, not the premise of this show. This one, we need to get ourselves to the next effing level. We need to start making some money. We need to have some capital on the side so that way we can invest. Like, let's reevaluate what the hell we're doing in life here. And this show might not be for everybody. Maybe you got everything figured out and you're the absolute G out here. You're just crushing the game. Maybe that's you. And maybe you don't need to listen to this. If it is, bye. If it isn't, then stay tuned, man, because you know what? We got a lot to reflect on. We got a lot to talk about. And you know what? Let's just all get together. Let's help each other out. Let's put our heads together, figure out what can we do to maximize ourselves and put the biggest footprint on this fucking planet, so that way we don't live boring, meaningless lives, right? Now, I saw a lot of new people in here. I'm jacked up, bro. I'm jacked up. There's a lot of new people. I'm feeling like this show is really catching some stride. You guys are the response from the community, the response from the chat throughout after the show. I mean, I see the text here, but you know, I get a lot of comments, which I love. Please keep them coming in regards to how you guys receive this show. It's inspirational, you like it, or whatever it is. Maybe you think I'm just talking out my ass. I don't care. Put it in the, if you're watching this, if you're not live, put it in the chat. Let me know what you thought of today's show. Let me know. Put some feedback on here. Let's tell YouTube what's up, man. Now I wanna get right into it though with the community. I gotta give the community my love here. So a little roll call. We got S-Dog, Crypto Brat, Web3, Pong, Crypto 420, Super Smoked, Me1, Jack Destiny, Rusty Bot, Sarah, OBG, Alex G, DFib, Screwdriver, Rocky, JFix, Super Smoked, Flippin' Frank, Grouper 64, Crunk C, Crypto Ale, Must Alpha Lamb. I think that about sums it up. Golden Giant, Keith Bosher. If I missed you, my bad. Chris Saxon. Hola! Let's go! All right, so John Foster Crypto as well up in here. Benjamin Coles. If you're new here, say hello so we drop an hola back at you. You know, we got 50 people in here, 28 likes, just over 50% like ratio. Hit the like button. And also, if you have hit the like button, don't lie, put an hola in the chat. I want to see 50 holas, 50 likes, 50 viewers. It all makes sense. It all adds up, right? All right. So Sunday, for those of you that are new here, what does Sunday mean? Sunday means it's the end of the week. It's also, it is also the day before next week. Why do I say the day before next week? Well, hey, let's figure out what the hell we're gonna do next week. Let's evaluate what we did this week, what went wrong, what we can improve upon, what worked, and we'll start there. Also, okay, here comes the OLAs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 31 likes. All right, so I want to start off by saying this. Sunday. You guys have heard this. I'm going to preach it, and I'm going to preach it every Sunday until it's so ingrained in your structure that you have no choice but to listen to it. And then maybe, and with through repetition is how you learn, right? You don't learn how to shoot a free throw successfully by simply just going out there periodically and shooting a free throw. You got to repetition, man. You got to keep hammering at it. And so your brain, your mental, your mindset, it's the same. So if you're trying to motivate yourself to go to the gym, you're trying to be productive. Like if you just say, oh, hey, you know what? I meditated this morning, or, I listened to a motivational speech, or I did X, Y, and Z. If you just do that periodically, trying to change how you operate, your own, it's only gonna go so far. Like it's gonna fade. It's not gonna be permanent, right? If you want permanent, lasting change in yourself, then you're gonna need to repeatedly just go through the mental gauntlet of just repetition. And so I have my personal upbringing is vastly different than where I'm at now. I was a company man. I worked the 9 to 5. I worked 50. I made that $50,000 annual salary. I worked 60 hours because it was salary. They milked the crap out of me. They got their money's worth. I was a slave to the idea that, hey, you need to put in everything you got for 20 years, sacrifice your life for $50K, so that way eventually you can make 70 or 80K and then retire with a $1,500 paycheck once a month, which ain't going to be enough for you to retire. Realistically, you can stack that on top of Social Security. You can either afford old folks from a retirement home and then live off of ramen noodles, or you got to get a second job, even though after you've successfully completed the society's mental gymnastics of, oh, hey, just work this job, shut up, be happy, go be a maid, be a lawyer, go be a chef, but do that for the rest of your life. And then, hey, eventually you'll get to retirement and you'll be happy. You can watch Golden Girls on your recliner until your bones and become brittle. You got muscular dystrophy. You can't walk around because, hey, now you're freaking useful. You're a vegetable. Not saying that old people are useless, but I'm just saying that the model that we currently have, where you work and then retire and you sit on your damn recliner, and that's the pinnacle of life. It's whack. It's no good. And so I've been trying to erase this from my mind. And so erasing this from my mind has started from reprogramming everything. I gotta just sit back. I gotta realize, like, hey, this is not who I want to be. This is who I want to be. So all of the actions that I had back here, all the things that I did, all the vices I had, the things that drug me down, the people that I hung out with, I gotta remove that. I gotta remove it. It's been 2 to 4 years. Got no friends. At least in the respects that I used to, right? My friends that I called my friends back in the day, the people that hung out at the bar, that like I would go to the pool, go to their barbecues, like I'd have them come over and try to impress them with all of my new silverware, and hey, look at my new grill, and like that was for what? For what? So that way the next day at work, they can say, man, Robin had a really cool party. It was amazing. Yeah, it was so much fun. Boom. 48 hours later, it's an afterthought. It's gone, right? All it is a picture on Instagram. That's it. And so I've been removing those people, and I've been replacing them, or actively looking to replace those people with people that are in the similar mindset, that are just as hungry as I am, that want more out of life than the previous option. So that said, that's what our show does, man. That's what this show is, man. Talk about this stuff. Also, I like to go through the chat and say what's up to people and see what they got to say. So I want to know, so end of the week, Sunday, we evaluate what we did. Also, we plan some stuff out. So why don't we say this? Give me one thing from the chat. Give me one thing that you guys did this week that was something unique. One thing that was unique. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're a dude, you decided to sit down and pee instead of standing up. I don't care if you made one phone call that you normally wouldn't. You told a joke because you're not funny and you decided to put your vulnerability out there. Give me one thing that you did this week something that stood out. Let's talk about it. And then towards the end of the show, we'll see what you guys have planned to accomplish. And so for me, they're really hitting the gym hard. Not anything new, but it's really catching a good stride there. And then what else we got? All right, so we got Pet Bread in here. I'm a girl. Kevin B. Hotel J. FOMO Sapiens in here as well. Crypto Maniac. Benjamin Coles. If you're new here, say hello. So drop that hola back at you. All right. So also, if you do got some crypto questions, let me know. Mountain Man's up in here dropping the hola. Hola! All right. So real quick, while you guys... What's Glore bought some shit token on Uniswap. That's your highlight there. Cool. Honda Man, he said he made 1,200% gain on Terran Classic USD trade. My man's a DJ at heart, you know. Hey, good luck. Good luck with that. Back to church that he replaced the fuse. I need to change my my garbage disposal. The damn thing broke, man. I swear to God, those things got like a lifeline, a life expectancy of like 3.5 years. Like if I were to buy a goldfish and I was also to put in a new garbage disposal, I'm pretty sure the goldfish will outlive the garbage disposal. It's just, but then again, goldfish live a while, I think, in the right habitat. But what else? All right, let's take a quick look before I get too ahead of myself. We got Bitcoin coming in $26,131. This is up. I mean, this is down from where we were a week ago, kind of that similar zone. Nice little retracement. How long will we be here? Will we bounce back up to 30K? I don't know. We're in this weird spot right now, man. Don't think we're going to go below 25. I don't. I don't think we go under 25. I think the value of Bitcoin is so strong. People are looking for entry positions. People are trying to position themselves before the halving, which is 6 months away. What is it halving? 7 months away. I think the halving is in May. There's a Bitcoin halving. Let's see here. Bitcoin having, it does fluctuate, so it's not a fixed. April 2024. So we got 7 months. Yeah. No. Yeah. 8 months, 7, 8 months. All right. So people are positioning themselves. This is a good deal, man. This is a good deal. Even in the most bearish situation, in the most absolute uneventful way, we do realize that after the halving, the price is going to go up, right? The only thing we just want to know is how high is this thing going to go, right? And so it getting to 50,000 is pretty much a foregone conclusion, right? Bitcoin will get to 50,000. I understand that there are circumstances, there are percentages, and nothing is for certain. But if I were to put a percentage down on this thing, and you know, a lot of people like to stay away from percentages and price predictions. F you guys, F you. If you ain't got the balls of conviction to put out a fucking price when you talk cryptocurrency all day long, shame on you. It's like trying to sit here and say that, like, hey, I'm a sports analyst, right? Like Shaq is over here at the pregame of the NBA Finals, and he's all like, I will not give you a final score prediction. I will not say 100-98. Absolutely not. Like, it's fucking stupid, man. And the fact that we painted that all of these financial these influencers, financial influencers, crypto influencers, they're just like, I am too good to make a price prediction. F you, bro. F you. You know what? Have some fucking balls. And if you're wrong about it, who gives a damn? So with that said, minimum price prediction from me going into the meat and potatoes of the next halving will be 50 grand. That's bear market, absolute bust. You know, I mean, bull market, absolute bust. I don't know what else is going on geopolitical. It's going to get to at least 50,000. So if you buy now at 25,000, that's a straight 2x within I would say a year and a half at most. You could double your money in a year and a half. Like, that does not happen in finance very often, where you just have an absolute conviction, 98% certainty that you're gonna get a 2x on a 2x return, very little downside risk on an asset where you can just buy now, hold for a year and a half, double it up. Hey, well, you know what? Not advocating to do it, but you know, let me tell you what I would do. Why not? I'll borrow 100 grand. I'll put it in Bitcoin right now. I'll take a 10 year loan out on this thing. I'll make the stupid interest payments on it. And then in 1.5 years, I pay it off, double my money back. That's conviction. That's what the fuck is going to happen. And that's a bearish scenario. More than likely, it's going to cross 100,000. I could see in a bullish scenario, kind of on the other end of the spectrum, 400,000, 600,000. That's what I say. Right? Am I on an island here or what? You feel me though? And why we only got 50% like ratio here? Why not? What's going on? Just play that song. I don't understand that, man. I don't understand how crypto analysts say they can't make a price prediction. There are certain people out there that maybe have a position, like say you work for CNN, where it is not in your best interest or your company's interest to make price predictions. I get that. But if you got a fucking webcam and you got a monitor and you're on fucking YouTube, cut the shit. I'll tell you why I think the price is gonna go there. And if I'm wrong, so be it. So be it. Who cares? I'm making educated guesses here. Educated guesses means I'm taking data, analytics, and experience, and I'm trying to forecast forward where what I think that experience, data, and history, what that translates to, and how to best position myself. And how do you measure that? Well, it's in prices. Crypto Knight says, can I lend you 100K? No. Figure it out, man. Find 100K. You want 100K? Go get it. Like, here's the thing. You can at least get a job making 50,000 a year, right? And pretty much anybody in this chat here, if you live in the United States or comparable economic countries, you know, with status comparable, right? If you want to make $50,000, it's pretty much pretty damn easy, right? I mean, maybe you won't find it within a week, but I would say within 1 month of searching for a job, if you really want to make $50,000 a year, you can get it, right? So to make 2 times that income is not that dramatically crazy. So to make 50,000 in a year and then get a position that you can make 100,000 is not that big of a stretch. It's really not. If you think 100K salary is out of your reach, you're mistaken. That's literally like, if you make 60 grand, you only need to up it by like, you know, $40,000. You need an 80% increase. Rocket Dog says big cities, maybe. Well, that's the thing. Like, if you live in a town with 6 houses and you want to make 50 grand, if that's your prerogative, that's what you want to do, then you got to move the town. You got to move out of town. Yeah, 100%. You got to go where the money is. It's just the reality of it. Why do you think that there's so many people leaving impoverished countries to come to America to Europe, to China. They're going from North Korea down to South Korea. Why do you think they're risking their lives? They're leaving their family behind because they don't make enough money back in their hometown. And every successful person that is in a history book, I'm talking about like the absolute upper echelon, most successful people, did not do it from a small town. They didn't stay in the small town. At some point, they might have grown up there. Sir Isaac Newton, small town. Benjamin Franklin, small town. Like you could, Elon Musk, I don't know where he grew up at, but maybe it was a small town. Anyways, all the most successful game-changing people, they had to relocate to areas where there's tons of people and money if they want to accomplish what they're trying to do. And so you want to make money? You got to go where the money is. That's it. You want to find gold? Go to the rivers and streams that have gold. If you're in a little pond down the street where they feed ducks, you're not going to find the gold. Maybe if you search long enough and hard enough and you dig enough shovels, maybe you'll find some, but you're not going to find a lot. But if I'm over here trying to find gold, I'm like, man, I need some gold. I need to find some gold. I don't have enough gold. I need more gold. Gold. What am I going to do? I'm going to pull up I'm going to learn about geography. I'm going to say, all right, where does gold accumulate? Okay. How far away is these accumulation zones from where I live? Okay. How do I get there? All right, cool. Who owns this land? Okay. Can I buy it? Can I rent there? Can I come into a deal? Can I go to the landowner and be like, hey man, you're sitting on that river down there more than likely has a lot of gold. How about this? How about I go down there, I spend 2 weeks, I sift through the fucking river. Let me see if I can find some gold. If I do, I'll come back. We'll work something out. I'll figure out how to pull gold from here. You'll make money. I make money. Like, that analogy is no different than life, money, finance, and your salary, right? Replace gold with fiat, with salary. You want to go make money. That's what you got to do, right? And family businesses don't pay well. Family businesses that are not successful don't pay well. If I create a multi-million dollar company, say it generates $100 million worth of revenue. My family business is thriving. Everybody in my family makes money. Same time, family business makes $10,000 a year, then nobody makes money. Business is business. Doesn't matter if it's run by the family or not. So, it just depends. You get when you mix family and business, you get two different. There's always positives and negatives, right? When you mix family and business, you either can disassociate your emotions with your family. You can cut that off and because here's the thing, like if you have issues having these tough conversations, right? If you work with your mom, if your mom works at your business, say she's handling marketing, and you can't have the tough conversations with your mom and be like, hey, this isn't working, then you're now what the advantages that you would get from a family run business is now a disadvantage because you don't have the conviction or the strength to step up and have the tough conversations. And so, but at the same time, there is a trust factor that you get from running a business with a family. Not to say that it is foolproof, but you know the individuals that you work with. You know them on a level that you could never reach with random people. And so that is a strength. And so you got to operate a family business in the most efficient way possible. It's another business, except for just the employees and the workers and the business partners are people that you've grown up with. And so if you have a lack of trust, then perhaps the family business is the way to go. Or if your family is hella broken and your uncle and your brother steal and smoke meth, then maybe a family business is not the right idea for you. And so I would just look at each family business as, hey, is this ideal for the business? Is this the ideal format? I would leave it at that. Now, Cryptomaniac, I'm going to go through the chat here, see what you guys got to say here. We got... Is David your family? No, no, no. He's the business partner and a good friend of mine. At this point, somebody I trust. It's a lot about trust, right? I trust him to hold his end of the bargain up because he has put in the work and he knows what he's doing. And so I have blind faith in him. And that's it. And if you have a business and you can't trust people that you work with, you got to get rid of them. That's it. Have a tough conversation. Say, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need to trust that you can do this. And if you can't, we'll have this conversation again. More than likely, we'll just part ways. But if you cannot trust people in your company, in your business, your coworkers, they are dead to you. They're pointless. They're just going to bring you down. They're not going to help you in any way, shape, or form. That's it. That's it. They're not going to help you. All right. Real quick, let's get into one article here. We got Dogecoin developer threatens to quit if switch to proof of work is conceived. So Misha Bohr, a prominent contributor and lead developer to Dogecoin, has openly hinted at the possibility of stepping away from Dogecoin development if the transition to proof of stake consensus is pursued. Here is the tweet that this article has been referenced from. Marshall has tweeted, if Dogecoin was stakeable, would you stake it? And Misha Bohr says, if this refers to staking based on lending, then no. The risk is too high unless you're an insider, and even then, if this refers to the remote possibility of Doge ever switching to proof of stake, after what I've seen over the past 2 years, I would probably move. No, here's the. I didn't realize it wasn't. He said I would. Where was this? Okay, if it refers to the possibility of Doge ever switching to proof of stake after what I've seen in the past 2 years, I would probably move to another proof of work crypto and customize the logo in my wallet to have the dog in it. Basically saying I'll create another meme coin if Doge were to move to proof of stake. Which I'm not going to read any more of this tweet, but I just wanted to expand on this. And I was thinking today, as I was reading this article, why I decided to choose this. Why did I choose to talk about this article? It was simply for the simple fact that I'm questioning, is proof of stake the right idea? I mean, it's still new in concept. And then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, proof of stake. Proof of stake. What does it mean? What does proof of stake mean? I'm not trying to bash the idea. I'm just trying to have open dialogue and thought and say, sit down and think, like, is this the best idea? Is this the best way to move forward? Is this the internet and proof of work is horse and buggy? I don't know. But I want to question it. So proof of stake. Okay, so proof of work. Here's the thing. Proof of work, we know what it is. You know, you got miners. Basically it's just, hey, look how much energy I've drawn from the grid. It could be solar or whatever. Look how much energy I got, and I bought a bunch of miners. I'm throwing the energy in there. That's pretty much proof of work, right? And at some point, it becomes so expensive to run your proof of work that it would be idiotic and stupid and self-destructive if you tried to compromise the network. So for that reason, if I just dumped $100 million in miners and energy, I'm not going to attack my own network, right? If you take out a $100 million loan to build a new farm, plant all these new vegetables, get all this new tractor equipment, there's no reason you would go burn all the supermarkets down, right? So, anyways, so it just makes sense. So in that regard, it's about as safe as it comes, right? There's no attack on the network. The only attack would come from nation states. That's the only people that have enough money and power to do this. And it would be nation states trying to say, hey, we want to attack the network, but the miners ain't gonna let that happen. So we gotta outperform them. And so the countries would have to get their own energy, buy their own miners or create them in such a large capacity, and they would have to do it in a short period of time because by the time people figure it out, they're just going to try to have an arms race. So just unrealistic, damn near impossible. And even if a nation state tried to take down Bitcoin and proof of work, well, hey, probably would just slow the network down. It wouldn't even shut it down. So if China or US was like, we're going to take out Bitcoin, we're going to take over the hash rate. Good luck. I don't even think that's possible. I think you can slow it down. But anyways, so with stake, and I started thinking about it. I'm like, okay, so proof of stake, at its core, what does stake mean? Stake. What does stake mean? I understand you're staking your tokens to get a return on yield, but I'm looking at it from business standpoint, from what a stake has meant to me historically before I got into crypto. Well, hey, I got stake in a company, right? I have a position. I have money in a company. And in doing so, people that have the most money in a company get to make the decisions. And this isn't some SEC here, little hoopla, like, hey, the word's here. No, it does translate over to proof of stake. Think about it. It translates. If you got enough money, you can make decisions on the network. You got a piece of the company. Now, instead of it being a company run by a person, it's a blockchain that runs independently with people that have a lot of money that make the decisions. So now you can decentralize it and you can spread out those large pools of money and have it dispersed amongst lots of people. So that way there's no one entity that doesn't. And it seems to be an effective business model. What Ethereum is doing, what Cardano is doing, these proof of stake blockchains that have tons of money locked into it. It looks like on paper it sounds good, and its first inception it sounds good. Remember, Ethereum has been proof of stake for all of 4 months. Cardano has been proof of stake, or has really started to catch its stride, starting to grow its user base, had smart contracts, or has functional smart contracts and a DApp ecosystem only within the last couple months or the last couple years. And so this is still very new. And so all I'm saying is that it sounds good now, but the question is when there's billions and trillions of dollars in this ecosystem, where banks, hedge funds, and billionaires, whales, they're the ones that have the biggest skin in the game. Is this going to still be as decentralized as it is? Or is there going to be somebody like Exxon or BlackRock that says, hey, you know what? We would stand to make a lot more money if we could change the protocol in this way. We have the most amount of money tied into this thing. Let's see if we can attack this business model, which is the proof of stake. And it is supposed to be dispersed amongst multiple people, but like, hey, let's just make multiple foundations, come at it from multiple angles, have multiple people or wallets staking from different places. I'm just saying that at its core, proof of work, we don't question this, right? Proof of work, we know that it's damn near impossible to take over the network. And maybe proof of stake might have flaws in it that does not scale to the amount of money that is going to pour into this market. That's all I'm saying, man. And if you think just blindly because, and big Charles Hoskinson fan, but and Vitalik and these leaders in the crypto space, I believe in what they're doing. But I'm just saying that at some point you got to step back and you got to question, like, hey, will this work? Because this is an ongoing experiment, man, with millions and billions of dollars of people's hard-earned money in this experiment. And we can sit here and say, like, hey, like, it's going to work, man. But does anybody in this chat, does anybody that has bought a proof of stake token, whether it's Solana, whether it's Cardano, whether it's Ethereum, The list goes on and on. Give me a proof of stake token that you have purchased. Do you know how to read the code? More than likely, everybody in this one does not. Nobody can vet the code. So at some point, you're taking somebody else's word for it, right? And so, do you blindly believe the developers and all of their claims, and even if it is in good intention, that everything is so buttoned up, it's so future-proof that it could never be attacked, when the entire premise of the whole business model is, hey, the more money you put up, the more influence you have. And all I'm saying is that there's going to be some very influential people that have worked the shit out of the system in the past that are going to come into this market that are going to be putting billions of dollars into these ecosystems. And if you don't think they're going to try to manipulate these projects for their own personal gain, you are sadly mistaken. And I will also say that there will be proof of stake chains that get compromised because there's going to be powers that be that have enough money to push around to influence it. And maybe it's to eliminate the competition. Maybe it's to drain the liquidity, or maybe it's just to prove a point that they can just scorch earth. I don't know. But at some point, there's going to be big proof of stake chains in the future that get compromised because they did not account for all the millions and billions of unforeseen possible ways of attacking a network when it's proof of stake. There's a lot of variables there. And proof of work, it's simple. You got enough miners and energy to take over the network. Yes or no? Now, I'll end this thesis and this conversation at this. I believe that proof of stake will stay. It will be successful. And I believe in my heart that it is a more efficient and better way of running the blockchain. But I cannot blindly just walk in a direction or a path that I just decide at one day, this sounds better, and just blindly believe it without ever questioning it. And that's all I'm saying is that today I was like, maybe proof of work is better. Maybe it is. Maybe all this proof of stake crap is just an ugly setback that we look back at. I don't think so. I don't believe it. But if I had to put probability on it, I would. It's possible. It is possible. All right. We got Gonzo in here. In my hero, DJ Tolman. I am Jay. Some other people have been here as well. All right, we're going to get into the next segment of our show. Let me know what you guys are going to do next week. Give me something. I need something, all right? If you're new to this show, you're new to this segment, we hold people accountable. We try to hold ourselves accountable. We like to look at the end of the week. It's Sunday. What the hell did I get done this week? What do I want to get done? What do I need to improve on in my life? Give me something, man. Tell me one thing you're going to do next week. I'm going to get back to you on what I'm going to do. Let me think about it for a minute. There's a couple of things. I'm trying to start some new segment in some way, shape, or form. Brainstorming. I don't know what it is yet. Might be a separate channel. I need to do something else. I got a lot in here I need to get out. And so we'll see. Crypto Halligan says hola as well. DJ Tolman says fair value, wherever you decide the cheaper. Okay. So for those of you that are not familiar with the second half of the show, kind of I gave you a glimpse of it in the beginning. But we are going to talk about, hey, I need more money. I need more money to buy crypto or invest in, period, right? I need more capital on the side, more of that dry powder, more. I need to make more money. I need more money. So what am I going to do to get more money, right? You either make more money or you spend less money. Spending less money, I'm not a fan of that, right? I mean, I can if you're just blowing money on stupid crap, you're going to the bar every day. Stop it. Like, stop burning your money on stupid crap. But hey, if you're living in your house, in your car, you're not going out that much, there's only so much you can cut, right? So at this point, you're like, I need to make more money. But if you're making 150 grand a year and you're blowing 80,000 on dumb shit, cut it out. But more likely than not, most of us here need to just simply make more money. And if you're working some dead ass in job and you're not making enough money, like let's get it, man. Let's get it. Get something that has first of all, I would recommend getting an income, a job that has variable income, right? That you're not locked in, right? There's the thing. You go to you walk in, interview, resume, sit down, you talk to the person. You've been making 50,000. They're like, hey, we'll pay you 65,000. You're like, great, man. That's like an extra. That's an extra $1,000 a month. After taxes. Like, great. Oh, extra $500 paycheck. Oh, that's great. Yeah. But then you got to sit there. You got to go through training, and then you got to get good at your job. You don't know what the hell you're doing for the first 3 months. Then finally, 6 months later, you're good at it. A year later, you're an expert. And then by this time, you'd already put your 2 weeks into the old one. Now you're an expert, and you're making 60. But here's the thing: with static pay that does not change your salary or hourly. You're at the mercy of whatever the hell they're going to pay you, and then you're probably realistically going to be stuck there for at least 1 year, but more likely you'll be there for 3 years, maybe 4, who knows? And by then, now you're 30, now you're 34, you've already wasted 4 years. So I would recommend, if you're trying to generate more income, find a position that either that rewards people for their hard work, right? Commission, maybe a tier level. For me, I needed to make more money. I went to the Strip. I got a job where I made tips. Hey, the more entertaining, the more I provide, the more value you get from me, the more tip I get. So, hey, in that regard, let me increase my income that way. And so that's a great start. I would highly recommend that, or at least something or at least a position that has some monster bonuses to it or something. But if you just go from $50,000 a year and you go and take a job at $62,000 and you work there for 3 years, you are wasting your fucking time. You are wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. That's it. How much do you want to make? Put a number on it and figure out, how do I get there? Maybe it's a second job. I don't know. You can buy real estate. A lot of rich people do that. I don't know anything about real estate. So I can't advise you that. But I do. Here's the thing I will say about real estate. I can't give you an advice on real estate. I don't own any. I've never bought any outside of my own personal house. But I look at the most successful people out here. Majority of the millionaires have some kind of position on real estate, whether it's commercial, residential, flipping houses. I would say that a loose percentage, over 50% of successful millionaires or million people that have the money that you're looking for, a large portion of them are in real estate. And so that's one option. Now, me personally, I don't want to mess with houses. I don't want to mess with tenants. I don't want to mess with landlords and mortgages. And I understand I'm dropping a giant revenue stream there. I get it. But I'm attacking hard in other avenues, social media and content creation and advertising, personality. But yeah. I'm a girl says, what about fake real estate? The metaverse, stop it with the metaverse. Like that was the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. That was literally the dumbest idea. If you took out a mortgage to buy a piece of digital land and a game that wasn't developed, that you couldn't play, that had no community, off a blind faith that it was going to get adoption later on, that was dumb. And if you're holding it and it has any value and you want to retain any bit of dignity, you sell that right now. You sell it right now. Right now. You go and sell it. And maybe you could generate a profit later by selling it later. Sure. But what I think is a better bet, you sell it right now. You buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Algorand, Aave, Compound. You sell that metaverse property, buy one of those. At least there, you know that, like, hey, more than likely, a 95% chance, unless one of those go bust, at least At least with Bitcoin, it's about 99.999% chance that you double your money up. Get out of the things that are dumb, man. Get out of it. If you're still holding on to Beanie Babies, hoping for them to come back, you're gonna never get your money back. If you're holding on to your collectible Pogs and you're like, these are gonna come back, you watch. I'm not gonna sell them because eventually somebody will want them. Think about all the thousands of people that are holding something that had the same mindset. They don't even want it anymore. Think about all the thousands of people that have land in the metaverse. Think about it. Thousands of people that spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a piece of real estate in the metaverse. Think about this, right? Hundreds of thousands of people, I don't know about 100,000 people, but there's thousands of people that spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on a piece of digital real estate that are kicking themselves in the ass. And all of these people are looking, they got the same thesis. They're like, all right, when this bull market comes back, I'm going to sell it. Nobody even believes in it. Not even those people. The people that own the real estate aren't even in the houses. Remove yourself from metaverse and you put yourself in real world, right? Let's just replace metaverse with real world here, okay? Think about this. You have a neighborhood, right? Let's just put the neighborhood in Antarctica. Okay, you got a neighborhood. You just built this brand new community in Antarctica, right? You're talking about, hey, it's gonna be the next, global warming is coming. I'm getting a step up ahead of the game, right? This is no different than metaverse. Like, hey, we're gonna live in the metaverse. We're gonna live in digital houses. Eventually, you're gonna plug your brain in. And you're gonna live in this house, not in a real house, but in a digital house. It's coming one day. And I can say the same thing about Antarctica. Hey, we're gonna build a neighborhood in Antarctica. Global warming's out of control. The floodwaters are, the water, the sea levels are gonna rise. Everything's gonna be underwater. Antarctica's gonna be the only place. Get your land now. That is where we're at. And if you own a piece of land there, let's just say there's 10,000 people that own houses in Antarctica and none of them have people living there. There's like one random explorer and a fucking penguin walking around in there in that area, and that's it. That's all there is down there. And all these people put this investment in this damn place, and they're sitting there like, and then after about 2-3 years, they're like, fuck, what did I do? That was a dumbass investment. And they're just like, all right, when this price comes back up, I'm going to sell this. No, that's the thing. It's never going to come back. So if there's any value, you sell that damn thing right now and you go put it into something else. Go put it in Algorand. Go put it in Bitcoin. Go put it in Ethereum. You go put it in something that you believe in. And then that will come back. That will come back next bull market. I have zero faith the metaverse will come back. What do y'all think? Will the metaverse and digital real estate, will that be a thing? I want to know. Put it in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that the metaverse will be back. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's the dumbest idea you've ever heard. Arizona Hiker says, I got baseball cards to sell you. I'm good. I'm good. All right. So, what are we doing next week? What are we doing next week? I know I asked y'all. Next week Cougar says I'm gonna turn on my 14 Doge miners and make some stuff happen. There you go. And then Screwdriver says send wedding, save the dates, harvest his plants, make a bonus. There you go. What am I gonna do next year? Dave Digital says, where's Larry? He's in the other room, chilling, making noise. You know, I had to spend over $1,000. Over $1,000 I had to spend on audio equipment that can hear my voice, make it sound clear, and not pick up that damn bird. All he does is cheep all day long. I can hear him cheeping right now. He's like, cheep, 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 cheep. Software, hardware, it's all hooked up. So that way you don't hear this constant chirp. It's like a fire alarm, smoke detector, low on batteries. He just never stops. He never stops. In the chat, Crunksy put a 1. Crypto Hands put a 1. We got a few 2s in here. So a couple people believe it's going to come back. A few more people think it's not going to come back. I think that there will be digital real estate in the future. I don't think that any project that has been listed, any of this Decentraland, any of this Sandbox, they haven't figured it out. They are not the right one. I'm sorry. None of those. They're not going to work. Nobody's playing in there. You create a game or an environment that people hang out in, and then you sell stuff. Right? When you built Facebook, it was free. And then you monetize later. You build the product, you make the product free, you bring the community in, and then you sell. You don't do it the other way around. You don't sit here and just say, hey, look, we're gonna build all this stuff. We're gonna have millions of people playing here, so you want to buy land. No, you get the millions of people, then you sell the land. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. And my hero says, it's really bad time for get a mortgage. If you get a mortgage on digital property, if you put 30 years of debt, on I can't give you financial advice, but I can tell you're stupid as fuck if you take a 30-year debt. You take out 30 years of your life, right? You start working when you're 20, okay? You start working when you're 20. So let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you take out a 30-year mortgage, and when you're 25, that's when most people buy a house. You take out 30-year mortgage, you're paying that thing off until you're 55. So from 25 to 55, if you take out a mortgage on a piece of digital art that you can walk around in, maybe you're not even sure if you can walk around in it, and you pay that off for 30 years, you work for 30 years to pay that off, you deserve whatever is coming your way. I'm just going to leave it at that. Today was a good show. Very interesting. All right. Anyways, that's gonna be it. There it is. The metaverse is not real, nor will it ever be. Take that sentence for how you wanted to. And then also, do something badass this week, guys. Whatever popped in your head, even if you didn't put it in the chat. When I said, tell me something you're gonna do. The wheels or the gears started turning, and you were like, all right, what can I do this week? All right, no, I gotta do that. That's typical. Yeah, that's my normal thing. Whatever gears started turning, do something. Come back next week. Say, hey, Rob, you know what? Guess what I did? I want you to be excited. You can get in here next week. Tell me what the fuck you did. Big shout out to everybody that's new here. Black Curtain. I saw some other new people in here as well I haven't recognized. Crypto Halligan, Arizona Hiker, Golden Giant. To all of you, hola, and all the regulars, people that came back time after time. Jason, Baxter, Churchill, Alexandra. I really love you guys. Thank you for supporting. I really like doing this Sunday show. It means a lot to me. It's almost like a therapy session. I get to come in and say what the hell's on my mind, and I don't have my co-host David to be like, what are you talking about? Nobody's gonna interrupt me. Just me and the microphone. Feel me? All right. Anyways, that's it for me. Going to the gym. Got things to do today. Love you guys.